Hi, da 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 da. Hi, hi. Excuse my eyes. I have a bit of allergies. I was out on a patio and I am so allergic to cedar, but I love being out in the elements. I love being out in the fresh air. I love feeling that. Wow, it's been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Uh, gosh, I don't know what to say. I'm like speechless. I don't have. What am I gonna say? Well, you guys, I thought I would come in for my nose because I am struggling. I am struggling, you guys, with these allergies. They're trying to kick my butt, send me to jail. Okay, so much has been happening. I have been having a lot of. I've been very busy. That's the best way to say it. And I'm coming on, but I have been posting. I have been posting. But I decided to come on with you guys today because of the fact so much is going on. So many things are happening. And as you see in my post, I was just out and about with the girls, hanging out, um, spending some time, you know, breaking bread with each other. So, how are you? And what's been going on with you? And how are you feeling? And how's things going? I wanted to touch base with you guys because we got a lot of energy out there. We got a lot of feelings out there. We got a lot of frustration out there. But the most beautiful thing is that you can take those feelings, those frustrations, you can move them outside of yourself and grab the pieces of you that are outside of yourself and bring them in. Bring them into you. So all that mess out there don't matter. You get what I'm saying? Grab you some tea or some liquor. I already drank today, so I ain't drinking no more. I did have a couple of glasses of wine. Went out to dinner, had, oh my gosh, an amazing, like literally the last 2 weeks, I've had so much decadence. Like, it was a beautiful way to break a fast. Beautiful way to break a fast because I fasted for a week and then I went on a date and we had sushi. He was a doctor, so he told me, you know what, Miss Sarah, you're good. Sushi is a clean eating. So after fasting for a week, I got a lot of messages during that time during my fast. And sometimes we got to clean our gut. Sometimes we got to clean our gut to be able to hear what source is trying to tell us, how he wants to speak to us, how to deal with these freaking emotions that are coming up in our lives. Yeah, I mean, we sometimes we got to just do it. We got to do what we got to do to maintain sanity in this insane world. So I just want to let you guys know I have had a few weeks of a whirlwind, and I did not come on the last week because I was in the middle of a fast. And a lot of times I don't want to, I don't tap into social media. I don't do any of that because I really need to hone in into my psyche. I need to know what source needs to tell me. I need to be open to listen. So a lot of times I get off social media. And so it was a beautiful week. And now I'm back to normal. But one thing I want to say to y'all, I just want to say that beautiful things are happening. Beautiful things are in play. I just, I'm seeing it all around me. My friend just communicated with me today how in 5 months, she's making thousands of dollars in 5 months, you know, and she actually paid for my dinner tonight. I wasn't expecting that, so she's doing very well, and I think like this is the time for the feminine energy. I keep saying this. This is the time for the feminine energy, and you know what's so crazy? And whenever I get that laugh, that's because I'm getting some energy in. Whenever I get that laugh, it's because I have some energy coming in. So what's going on is that the evolution of the feminine energy, not only is she in her evolution, but she's in this unique energy of blessing. Blessing. It's almost like source energy looked at the history of the oppression that she has gone through. And what's so crazy, she actually thought she liked it, but then she realized, I'm a servant. I am a servant to be a servant to someone that can't even serve their own selves. Because what are they doing? They have to have you to serve them because they're not serving themselves. And so it's a wonderful thing to see women come to me and tell me how their businesses are doing and telling me how the growth in their businesses, because you know what, as I just posted a video, and that post was about how everything in our creation is feminine energy. Everything in our creation lies with the feminine producing her energy in such a way that the man can plant his seed. But if he does not come at her with good seed, she will not accept it. Why? Because our society depends. Our society depends on her making the best choice that she can make. And if she does not make a good choice, that can affect our society for generations and generations and generations. So I think we are really getting the understanding of the power of the feminine energy. So, like I said, was it a couple of years ago? I told you we were going to do, let me turn off my tea kettle right quick. Let me turn off the tea kettle. Because I do not want this water to run out. No. I swear, I think my teapot, my favorite teapot, is actually going out on me. So, I do know a couple of years ago, we did a Noni fast. And that Noni fast was kind of grueling because we were doing some healing in the process. We were releasing the pains in the heart, the people that hurt us, the people that we felt that wasn't true to us, did not give us authenticity. And then also fasting, how we draw that in, because so many times we draw that stuff in. We don't even realize that we're drawing those things in, because sometimes, we always think that negative is a bad thing, but in a Scorpio's world, negative is a good thing sometimes. Negative is the ions that cleanse out so you can be positive again. Sometimes you need negative energy to come in your life, or you wouldn't change. You keep doing the same old, same old. I think I discussed a few weeks ago how like you could be dating somebody and then you realize 4 or 5 years, 10 years down the road after dating many people that when you really sit down and think about it, they all the same person, just in a different suit. You're still dealing with the same behaviors. You're still dealing with the same attitudes. You're still dealing with the same thought process. Because when you go into a love connection, I don't care who it's with, if you go in with this, you're totally missing the mark. We must come in through the heart. We must come in through the soul. That's what connection means. When you always know when a person is not how can I say it? Authentic, how can I say it? True to you and giving you all that you need is because you feel depleted and you feel used. And when you feel depleted and used, that's when you start realizing, like, what am I doing to draw this kind of energy? And that's because you're thinking in your head. That's because you're sitting here and you're going like, well, what if he likes me? Or what if he doesn't like me? Or what if she likes me? Or what if she doesn't like me? Or what if I don't get this promotion because I didn't say the right thing? Or what if, what if? Rather than taking the responsibility of the I am and said that I am all that I am and I deserve everything that I have and what I give. And the reason you have to respect all that I am, because that will make you look inside of your I am, and it actually, then you go in there with a fine tooth comb and you're able to decipher, is this something that I draw to myself, or is this something that just I am just a victim? Because you do not want to get into the victim stage when you're dealing with people that can be potential suspects. And the reason I say suspects is because they have a criminal mind. And you don't even realize that when the person is coming to you that they have a criminal mind. They don't even know they have a criminal mind. But when someone comes to you in a criminal mind and feeds you and manipulate and how can I say it? You have to be a master manipulator in order to be a criminal. You literally have to have some skills, but the only skill that you do not have is common sense. Because if you notice, when you commit a crime, you always get caught. It doesn't matter. So think about when somebody's working in that energy, they really have simple minds because they don't take the responsibility of fact that no matter what they place on you, they are actually placing it on them twofold. And there is a old monk that, it's the yin and yang, it's the karma, it's the you throw a boomerang out there. How far you throw it, how many people you hit, so shall it comes in a greater strength to you. And so I think when you start realizing that you're in this dance, that the universe is setting you aside to create your true authentic self. And when you start living in your true, oh my gosh, like I'm getting chills. Because the moment you start living in your true authentic self, it's like you can see the bull. You can see it. And what's so crazy is this, as you begin to see this about yourself, you start realizing and start telling a brand new story. And that brand new story is that I indeed know who I am. I indeed know why I am here. I indeed know why I, to the Creator, is just goddamn fabulous. Because what happens is when you start seeing your true beauty. Like, listen here, if you following me, you know what I'm talking about. Because what I have been trying to do is convey to the feminine energy and explain to the masculine energy that there is a disposition, there is a gap. We are in a quantum related field. And if we do not find the code to where that is, and some of you may not be even able to honestly understand me, but this is a download, so I don't expect you to understand everything I'm saying, but I do expect you to take some time and listen to this over and over, because I 100% believe that you, when you get it, you will be activated and you will understand exactly what I'm doggone saying. Because if we did not have, and I call them parasites, if we did not have parasites to come into our lives, to weasel into our how can you say it, our quantum field. Our quantum field is the most powerful energy that we can like literally that we can ever possess. You can't buy it, you can't auction it off, you cannot there's no money, there's nothing in the universe that can buy consciousness. I'm just saying, you cannot buy consciousness. You cannot earn consciousness. And you cannot lose consciousness. So there's no big enemy out there that's taking away your ability to do kind to others. There's nothing. You can't use a relationship. You can't use a drug. You can't use nothing. Because your ability to give your all, to give of yourself, to be authentic, has to do with the level of consciousness you have. People that are living on a lower vibration, they're not, how can I say it? They're not aligned with their conscious value. That's why it's so easy for them to veer out into how they treat others and how they treat themselves, because how they treat others is exactly how they treat themselves. So you guys, there has been some beautiful things happening, and as I'm watching myself transform in front of you, I would dare say, listen to some of my earlier tapes. You will see my transformation live. Because my perspective is not your perspective. My perspective is truly my soul evolution to you. And what I tell you is literally a gift. Because there are a lot of you out here, that are extremely gifted, that have these amazing gifts, but you're afraid to let them come out their cages. But if you allow yourself to trust yourself, that the mere reason you have those gifts is because you were already equipped. It is our society that makes us feel that no, you ain't enough. No, you don't. And then you get people that listen to that language, and they put it on other people. Because if you really look at our world, we're all in this together. But here we are separating ourselves, separation of state. But if we really begin to be conscious, it's like watching a worm going through the metamorphosis of change. And as this butterfly is in this worm state, he has no idea, or she has no idea. And in fact, the metamorphosis is so intense and different and unusual that when you're in that state, you're neither he or she. You are the existence of the universe. You have no name because you are nameless. No one can biologically create that dance that happens between the caterpillar and the worm. Not any scientist in the world, because it's designed by the most intelligent species in our society, and that is the universe. And so the moment you start taking that chance and closing your ears, not to source, because you can't close your ears to source. Source is here. And source, his calling is from within. The world's calling is from without. So they are screaming at you to kind of tone deaf you so you can't hear your heart. That's why you see all this shenanigans going on, because people are losing their freaking mind because they have no clue about who they are in the divinity of source energy. I must say, and this is a doggone truth, I'm being real right now. My greatest growth, my exponential greatest growth, started in 2016 to 2024. I began to see the value of the feminine energy in 2018. It was 2018. But prior to that, I had went to Europe and had an amazing experience. And I can't go all into that because I need to, it's like, I can't even go into all of it because it's so much and it's so intense. But I'm coming to y'all today in the sense of what I have done and felt and put myself through in the last 6 months. And so I am just conveying to you that, yes, we did that Noni fast to heal our souls. We did that Noni fast to heal the cores that men have taken advantage of us. Men that gave us empty words that did not mean anything. Women that said they there are all situations. There's so many different things. There are men, women, and child situations that we deal with as human beings. But the biggest thing is to understand that the power in getting through this will change your life. It will change your life. You will never be the same person. And the people that you met that are meant for you, the reason those other people didn't work out for you, because if you would have went for it, they would have stopped your blessing. They would have stopped the beauty of your true value. Because they holding up a space in a parking lot, waiting for stray people that have empathy and love people. Hey, I like you, and they will be which they want you to be. They will be exactly. They will mimic you, and that's wow. You're being true to yourself. They can't find truth in themselves unless they tap into your truth. And when they tap into your truth, it's so overwhelming. They begin to implode and attack the very thing that brought them existence. And that is the feminine energy. And I know it's a hard discussion, but I didn't create the science. I am just a conveyor of it. So when you get to that place, you really know why you're here, and you spend your life doing that. So when I come on helping you, it's like you were a dear friend of mine. The Scorpios are diary. When they love you, they love you. When they leave you alone, they leave you alone. One thing I have to say though, I gotta do an interruption right there. I gotta do a little let me do my little flag. I gotta do this flag. When you're dealing with Scorpio men, you do have to be careful. Because Scorpio men, you gotta understand the masculine energy is under a great attack right now. And guess what Scorpio is all about? Scorpio is about death and rebirth. Scorpio is about diving into soul emotion and being in it no matter how much or how painful it is. And the energy of a Scorpio, she had to do the work because he's not doing the work. So she's been through some stuff. She's been through some stuff. But I'm going to tell you that stuff was not in vain. That stuff had to happen in order for feminine energy to rise to her phoenix. She's no good on the ground. She sees best when she's in the air. So wherever you are at in your evolution, may you be in the ground, in the fire, or in the air. Water also, sorry. Until you go through all the elements, you will not be able to see like the phoenix. And so it's just like we are all coming together to make that happen. Because we got too many seeds around here. And these seeds are not healthy. We are only the receiver of the seed. So the more stronger you become, you begin to see the evolution. And that's why I say when you see the evolution of the butterfly and the worm, that when the butterfly is in its worm state, it doesn't even have a sex. That's what's so interesting. And as it makes its evolution through this process of rebirth, his wings so feminine, but his center so strong. Think about that. Wings, just like a feminine energy, the core is as a masculine energy, because it takes power in the muscle to move the wing. But he's powerless, think about it, without the wings. And the wings are the most simplistic. Hi, how are you, Tony? How are you? Do you get what I'm saying? So when the masculine energy begins to do his healing, then he's able to support the evolution of the feminine energy. And that's where the power comes. That's where we have a disconnect. You cannot sexualize her. You must adore her, love her. The more she receives your love that's authentic, the more she surrenders unto your leadership. You can't force that. You must have the heart. And that's what I've been trying to teach the men. Really understand your power of the heart. This is only the executor. It only executes with the heart. Is your ability to dance in life. It's your ability to romance not only you but her. Why you think some of the greatest artists are so great? They tapped into their heart, which is the fundamental foundation of creativity. That's why we have Mozart. That's why we had Einstein. So when that heart is activated, that's why they said, they say this all the time. Without a good woman, a man is not his full self. And the reason he's not his full self, because the wings that cause him to be free, the wings that cause him to fly, the wings that encourage him to be strong are not there, because you try to play her. You play this game, you play that game. Interesting thing. I was seeing this guy probably 16 years ago. It's got to be 16, maybe like 16 years ago. He hits me up, and he's trying to revisit us. And I literally had to tell him that I've grown out of you. And the crazy thing is that I said, you were a nice guy, but you were confused, because that's why you're single now. You can't know consciousness until you know the value of a woman. It is simply impossible. And this will make a lot of men mad, but it's simply impossible. Nature is created to protect the feminine nature. Because we bear the seed of all life. We bear, let me listen, we bear the seed of all life. Dogs, cat, you don't see no boy dog having no baby. You don't see no dog. I'm just saying. I don't mean I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just bringing you facts, scientific fact. This is not my philosophy. This is fact. This is scientific fact. And so she had to awaken. She had to awaken. And it wasn't the mere fact that she had to awaken. She had to come to the knowledge that she needed to awaken. Because having to awaken all day long don't mean a doggone thing. But the acknowledgement and understanding and knowing that it's your time to arise out of your sleep and begin to awaken to the consciousness of your feminine energy, because that's where you are powerful. You're not here by chance. You're here by purpose. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I will say it again. Like and follow me and have some tea with me. And yes, 2 hours, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock. A few hours ago, I had some wine. I did have some wine after my fast. But had a nice dinner. Went to a very nice Italian restaurant and had some, what did I have? I had a fish at Mai Mai. Was that Mai Mai? I think it was Mai Mai. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I eat there often because I love decadence. But this fish this time was, it wasn't bad, or you know what I mean? It didn't smell or anything. It's just the pairing was awful. The pairing was awful. Yeah, the pairing was awful. So, oh, but my dinner on Saturday, my dinner on Sunday, I went on a date. Oh my gosh, I went on a date. So on this date, he had a driver pick me up, and he takes me to this restaurant, and I'm telling you, the restaurant, it's like it's just a little red door. So you think like, what the hell is going on over here? Just a little red door, and you go into this red door, and it's a whole different environment. It's like so freaking cool. And so we're in this room, and they give it cocktails before the room, and then you go and you sit in this other room, and you have your private chef. It was amazing, amazing. So anywho, so I went on a date, and that was one of the best dates that I've been on in a long time. In a long time. It was very positive, and I had a great time, and I had a great dinner, and his energy was good. He knows what he wants. I didn't have to yank it out of him. I didn't have to put a pacifier in his mouth and say talk, So it was really good. It was a real good experience. So as I say, I kind of got off track because I was enjoying my moment, but I got off track. But everything that I'm doing and everything I desire to do in my life and just creatively is I'm for the people. I'm just for the people. I've been there. I've seen that. And especially as a Scorpio, when you're a Scorpio, a lot of times you feel like ultimately alone. And you feel alone because you don't want to be around nobody, especially people that got bad energy. And what's so sad is no more today, since we hit after 2020, is very, very difficult to find people that are people that are like good people. Like they're just not good people. And so I try to keep myself I'm trying to learn to be a little more open, but I just don't trust everybody. I don't. I don't trust everybody. People people speak out of the side of their mouth constantly. So I don't. And so I think like I love to have small friends, maybe a couple, and then the rest are just acquaintances because I just don't want to deal with that. So I just wanted to say to you guys, y'all know what I'm about. Follow. Thank you for following. This has been a ride of my life. Maybe on my next one, I'll tell you how perfect my date went and about why I decide to date 3 men before I make a decision. So I hope you have a good, amazing night. See ya. Mwah.